Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about something I've had come up in video comments a few times, such as when I talk about max effort training days, even when we've talked about things like 5-3-1 type training, to where people are coming in and they're doing one heavy AMRAP set, which is generally going to be less than 10 reps, and then they do 10 rep sets as assistance work. And then followed by lots of other 10 rep sets. People will go, oh, so it's reverse pyramid training, right? And it really isn't. And I've seen even discussions in the comments, some people saying, well, it's technically not, but it kind of is. But no, it isn't at all. It's not reverse pyramid training. And here's why. There's no pyramid involved. And when we're training this way, particularly like let's say our max effort days, because this is what it was referenced to, people are saying, oh, so if you're hitting a training max and then you're doing tens, it's a reverse pyramid training, but they're not understanding that the tens are your assistance and accessory work, and they may be done for 15 or 20 different sets. They might be 3 or 4, 5, 6 different exercises, all doing tens after hitting a heavy single. And it may not even be the same movements. And that's one of the things that I think threw people off quite a bit with that, is that they're thinking that when I'm saying this, that like let's say you hit a safety squat bar squat, such as what you just saw me do there, or a deficit deadlift, right, which you see me doing above also right there, that, oh, so then you're doing tens on safety bar squats or deficit deadlifts. No. In fact, I believe on that day, I came in and did tens on good mornings, glute ham raises, reverse hyperextensions. Okay. So coming in and hitting a max on those two lifts and then doing those others is assistance work. Well, the good mornings being assistance and the other two being accessory, right? Because assistance implies it's a similar movement pattern, right? Very similar movement pattern. And the good morning is very similar to a squat or a deadlift, right? Very, very similar. In fact, we could argue it's almost a hybrid between the two. Carries over to both of them. Okay, and then glute ham raises were done for the hamstrings, reverse hypers for the glutes, lower back, hamstrings, all to some extent. Okay, those are something like 13 sets of 10 after ramping to 2 heavy singles, but completely different movements. It's not reverse pyramid training. Reverse pyramid training actually has no real benefits, in my opinion. I don't really see the point. People say, what? It works great. Well, why? Why would you need to do multiple rep ranges on the same exercises? You know, we're either doing our strength work, our peak strength work, or we're going for hypertrophy. So a reverse pyramid might be an example. Let's say you take your back squat. You do a really heavy 4 rep set. Now, we could argue how heavy 4 reps is. I don't think that counts as that heavy. Unless it's a true 4 rep max, then it's, moderately heavy. I would count it as moderate weight if you have reps in the tank. Then you take weight off and do like a 6 rep set, right? Then you take a little more weight off, you do an 8 rep set, then maybe take some more weight off and do a 10 rep set, okay? It's a pyramid. We're pyramiding the weight and the reps. Okay, in that case, we are starting with a high weight and reducing the weight 3 times. Right, it's stepping down and then gaining reps with each set as you go, because if you're not taking really short breaks, it's not like a drop set. Right, a drop set, you do them immediately back to back to back. No rest between. All right. With the reverse pyramid, you're doing them as work sets. There might be obviously a couple minutes between each one. And you do 4 sets that way, ranging from 4 to 10 reps. Okay, that If you start heavy and go down, that's called reverse pyramid training. If you did the opposite, that's called pyramid training. All right, let's say you go lighter weight 10, then add weight 8, add weight 6, add weight then 4. That's a pyramid. Some people have even historically liked to do the whole thing, meaning they do the pyramid and the reverse pyramid the same one. They might ramp all the way to the 4, take weight back off, do 6, then 8, then 10 again. So they go 10, 6, 10, 8, 6, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Now we're dealing with all sorts of pyramid training. What I'm advocating is that's not what I'm advocating. I'm advocating we hit a really heavy single or a really heavy, pretty much AMRAP to technical failure set. Right? We don't go beyond technical failure on one exercise usually, or 2 on our max effort days on lower ones. You know, it's two of those on max effort lowers if we do singles. All right, then we follow that with, you know, roughly a bunch of 10 rep volume work, because instead we're not doing a pyramid or a reverse pyramid, we're doing our heaviest strength work, basically followed by pump work for hypertrophy. It's less complicated, and I believe it's more effective, because a bunch of heavy work beats you up. I don't believe we need large amounts of heavy work to maximize strength, as long as we're consistently doing it every week. Like, let's say in the case of what I often do, a heavy bench or a press of some type, a heavy squat of some type, and a heavy hip hinge of some type. You know, usually to a training max or to a max. And then everything else looks like basically bodybuilding type programming, 3x10s, 5x10s. Some movements done as 12s, 20s. Hypertrophy work, pump work. Okay. All right. The idea here is that we maximize strength, with the strength work being only 5 to 10% at most of our work every week is enough to gain that neural drive. After that, everything is just about getting bigger and shoring up your weak links on your big exercises, right? Putting a bias towards the muscles that might seem to be the weakest and just maximizing hypertrophy. All right, these are very, very different things, and I get why some people are saying it, because you do a heavy single and then you do volume, like, oh, so it's they're mixing it up and thinking that that's reverse pyramiding. It really isn't. In fact, it's far less complicated, because it might be a heavy single followed by 5 sets of 10 on 4 different exercises that work similar muscles. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.